We go to the NFL, where there's a new head coach in New England.
What?
After years of Super Bowls and Bill Belichick, there's a new sheriff in town.
Okay!
So what does he talk about? Drafts, trades, strategies, offense, defense. No, my friends. What's more important?
Don't say it.
Racism.
What?
Yes, Belichick's gone, and racism is in.
What the fuck?
I'm Jazz Borganzo, and this
See, now that's some bullshit.
is What's Next. Hey, what's up, everyone? Jazz Borganzo, What's Next? Your daily dose, common sense, facts, and salt. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Friday as we go into the weekend. Well, for many of you, it's football season. You know, football fans like myself, you know, who are watching the playoffs. Of course, this is round 2 of the playoffs. During the offseason, especially during the playoffs, there's going to be a lot of changes, especially from the head coach position. We have, 8 or 9 head coaches that have been canned and been told to move on. One of them, which you have not thought you would a few years back, would have been New England. Yes, those vaunted New England Patriots, home of Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and those 6 Super Bowl rings, that dynasty, well, that dynasty is dead because the last few years, they've played like hot garbage to the point where Belichick has moved on to greener pastures. We don't know where he's going to land. We'll find out. But New England's got a new coach. They got a new sheriff in town. His name is Gerard Mayo. Now, he's been with the team since 2008, so he's been groomed for his position in the good sense of the word. But what does he talk about? Does he talk about strategies? Does he talk about offense, defense? Does he talk about draft picks? Does he talk about the things that a newly head coach speaks of? No, my friends. No. What's more important is racism. This, coming out of the Blaze, fearless Jason Whitlock. Robert Kraft and the Patriots just surrendered to the DEI mafia. New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft has been conquered. The defending elite ignorance media, the DEI, forced the billionaire owner to hire a football coach with beliefs that contradict his own. That's the point of diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's a system designed to root out the final remnants of Christian values from America's workforce. It's a system designed specifically to make white men bow to Marxist ideology in the name of progress. Robert Kraft, you've been chosen. Now take a knee. Kraft and his New England Patriots introduced a replacement for legendary coach Bill Belichick. The organization elevated linebackers coach Gerard Mayo, who's been there since 2008, a former Patriots first-round draft pick, to the job. In today's world, it's a shining achievement for an old, powerful white man, the 82-year-old entrepreneur, handed his most prized possession over to a 37-year-old black man, proving, for the moment, that Robert Kraft isn't a racist. I sincerely hope Mayo is successful, but I don't blame anyone for having doubts. Mayo and his boss see the world quite differently, which is usually a bad sign for long-term success. Kraft is a proponent of a colorblind approach to promoting fairness and a meritocratic work environment. His new coach isn't. Wednesday, the media, of course, leaned into the alleged history of Mayo being the first black head coach of the New England Patriots. A reporter asked Kraft what it meant to him to hire a black coach. Here's what he said, quote, "Let me say this to you. I'm really colorblind in terms I know what I feel on a Sunday when we lose. I can tell you that after my family, my passion is with the New England Patriots. And there's something also very close second. But winning at the Patriots is my passion. I want to get the best people I can get. I chose the best head coach for the organization. He happens to be a man of color, but I chose him because I believe he's the best for the job." Very good comment. Great comment. But Mayo sees it differently. "I appreciate Robert Kraft and the organization selecting me to be a black head coach." I would say that Kraft just talked about that was in the locker room. You want your locker room to be pretty diverse, and you want the world to look like that. What I will say is, though, I do see color because I believe if you don't see color, you don't see the racisms.
That we all know we have. I do see color because I believe if you don't see color, you can't see racism. And whatever happens, black, white, disabled person, I've always, even someone with disabilities, I always, for the most part, people are like, when they're young, they kind of make the spot hot. Younger people know what that means. But what I would say is, no, I want you to be able to go up to those people and really understand those people. So it goes back to whatever it is, black, white, yellow, it really doesn't matter, but it does matter so we can try to fix a problem that we all know we have.
Kraft didn't hire Mayo to be a black head coach. Kraft hired him to be the coach of the Patriots to build a winning culture. The owner of the Patriots believes in a colorblind approach. He hired a man who thinks part of his life purpose is to see Rahcisms. It's not a mature, healthy life purpose. You prioritize seeing color so you can justify and implement discrimination. This is the point of identity politics. It's a justification for discrimination. Fact. The owner of the Patriots promotes colorblind, the owner of the Patriots promotes colorblindness and meritocracy. The head coach doesn't. The organization Twitter feed promoted Mayo's worldview and ignored Kraft. The owner and the head coach are at odds on day one. Kraft won't dare correct Mayo. Kraft has been bullied into believing his worldview doesn't need to be reflected in the leaders he chooses to run his football team. Who owns and operates the business doesn't want a leadership that reflects his or her values and beliefs? A coward. No one in the media will let this legitimate opportunity to challenge Mayo's warped approach to race. Most in the media are too afraid, or to share Mayo's Marxist influence point of view. For 100 years, black people have begged white people to be colorblind. We all knew that bigots prioritize seeing race, so they knew which groups to discriminate against. Now, high-profile football coaches are proudly stating that they see race because identifying racism is a life purpose. This is insanity. Kraft is ashamed of his beliefs. He can't muster the courage to stand in his own values and allow America to overcome slavery, Jim Crow, segregation, and blatant unfairness. He has been conquered. Great story by Jason Whitlock. That's a great way to put it. He put it almost perfectly. The fact of the matter is that you hire a head coach, whether it's defense, offense, you bring in the best players because they're the best players. You don't bring in a wide receiver. Well, he's black, so he's got to run fast. No. That's stupid. That's asinine. You bring in the best people because they're the best people. You think they can run the organization. That's the reason why he chose Jared Mayo, who's been with the organization since 2008. For Mayo, in his very first press conference, instead of saying, hey, you know what? This is a great winning organization, a Super Bowl winning organization, a legendary organization, especially over the years with Bill Belichick. I'm going to try to do Bill proud as best as I can, bring in the best people, surround myself, and to try to get this organization back on track and winning again. That is what you do as a head coach. Whatever you got going on in your head regarding racisms or whatever garbage that you got, you keep it to yourself. We've already had enough of this nonsense with one knucklehead of Colin Kaepernick. We've already had that shit. We still have that shit now when you look on the stadiums and imprint it, we can change or stop racism or whatever bullshit nonsense that they want to print on that day. We've had enough of that shit. We want to see the games. That's all. That's all we want. We just want the best players out there to help our organization, whether it's New England, whether it's Philadelphia, it doesn't matter. You want the best people for the job to get the organization winning or continue winning or get back on the track of winning. That is what you want. We're going to see where this goes because this is going to be very fun and interesting. Because guarantee Bill Belichick's looking at this going, yeah, I didn't see this coming, But on your very first day, you bring up this nonsense instead of talking about what the team needs or what you can do to get this team winning again. This is the hill you want to die on, dude. Fuck, man. I hate to say this, but you want to hope that Mayo is successful, just like Whitlock said. But this team could be more than it was than the last 2 years under Bill Belichick. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please have a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it, hit the notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue to talk about the show, help the show grow, and we'll see you next time. Peace.